Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How everyone doing today? God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Irma Jill Spirit Divine. I'm here to give you the short news on today. Um, okay, we're gonna talk about House Representative vote to overturn D.C. bill on a criminal code. Citizen vote. You know, um, the House passed two joints. Disapproving the action, of the district, the Columbia Council, and approving the local, resident voting rights. Maine Act of 2022, Act of 2022, disapproving the action of the District of Columbia Council and approving the Reversal Criminal Code Act of 2022. Uh, the criminal code is pretty much outdated. So what they're doing is rewriting a whole new criminal code. What they're doing, so they're gaining unlimited access to primary journalists, including breaking news, ground breaking, reported stories daily. So in the back-to-back voters, the House voted to overturn. So they vote to overturn and sweeping, to rewrite of the criminal code. And that's what I just said. So the code is outdated. So what they're doing, trying to rewrite the criminal code, to their standards, to pass in D.C. Council last year. So that one they did pass last year, but the new law they will grant, non-citizen, the right to vote in local election. So they're gonna affect, non-citizens to vote, in any kind of local areas to have the right to vote. So one they're trying to overturn, you know, two DC, bills on immigration and crime. To overturn the city central old criminal code. So the criminal code, since it's outdated, they're trying to rewrite it. You know, um, so the Republican-led House, D.C. has no vote passes measure reporting two D.C. bills. So they're doing two bills right now. Allowing non-citizens to vote in a local election. They're gonna start next year if it comes to pass. Reverse and non-citizen city central or criminal code. So DC, councilor had realized, a bill to allow non-citizens, including illegal immigrants, foreign employees, to vote. So GOP representative argument, that the federal government should not interfere in local affairs. So they federal been dealing with that, but representatives they're trying to come over everything. They're trying to take over everything. And so if we allow them to take full, they can't take they're trying to take full control over everything. They're trying to block federal out. Saying they don't need to intervene in what they're doing. So they're trying to take that position from them. So they want to become the super consul for the District of Columbia and begin to micromanage, the bill that are being passed local by representatives. So some of the criminal law code, Republicans are lowering. This is some of the things they're gonna be under. If they take full control, this is some of the things that will take effect under they rewrite a criminal code that they're doing. So first they're gonna be lowering some of the maximum criminal penalty. If they're saying that is too high, you want somebody to go to jail. The penalty, they're saying the penalty is too high to want to, but I said, we trying to keep a lot of criminals off the street, a lot of guns off the street. you know. So they're saying when a person do a crime, they don't need to serve all that time. Just let them back out in the street and do the same thing again, and keep going in there for little weeks and keep on letting them out, But the only thing what I agree on, is when an innocent man go to jail and the penalty is so high. They been served 10 and 20 years, and then afterwards they been found the real criminal, but they been served their time, So, and certain cases, like certain, not minor, because all crime is still a crime. Certain things, when people go to jail, I think that should, that penalty should be lower, So, too, they're going to be lowering the penalty for carjacking. If they feel when somebody carjacks somebody's car, they don't need to high penalty. They don't need to serve that much time, if they carjack someone's car. So, three, under their new criminal law, when somebody robbing someone, somebody illegal immigrant, they want to lower the penalty for that. So if they do any crime on that, they won't have no high penalty of no charge. And another thing under this is they want to lower possession of a weapon. And I disagree on that because pretty much we trying to get these guns off the street, especially a firearm. We trying to get that off the street. So when we take the guns from that person, they have to take the responsibility of from carrying their gun when we trying to excuse me, take these guns off the street. So no, there were all these massive crime, killing, it's come from firearm rifles. So they had to take responsibility of carrying these things, because they cause, because anything can trigger them off and they using So we don't want no one carrying these type of weapons, out on the street. So she's saying that they, possession of any kind of firearm. She said they don't need the high penalty of being in jail. So criminal. So we trying to take the guns off the street. We trying to take criminals off the street. It depends on what kind of crime a person do. That penalty don't have to be that high. So they also what they is doing is rewriting the code because it's outdated. And so these things, some of the things that, that just like Mr. President Bennett, he agreed with some of the things. But you get them, if you agree on one or two things, you have to agree on everything that they're doing. So I am blocking GOP criminal code law that they are rewriting. Because a lot of stuff I don't agree with, because we get on full power on what they are doing, it'll be too late to try to reverse everything, So I will be recreating, a criminal code, law, my own self, because some of the crime do need to be lower, penalty needs to be lower. And the ones who do major crimes, sometimes they out. Somebody did a minor thing is serving so much crime, so much penalty. So I would be looking over a lot of stuff, and I would be creating a criminal code law, But in the meantime, I'm blocking representative criminal code law, because a lot of non-citizens, a lot of people, they have the right to vote, and if we agree on everything they're doing, they won't have the right to vote, because they're gonna take certain local district and certain district they remove, they will not be able to vote, So all that is including of this criminal law code, what they're trying to rewrite. Everyone have the right to vote. Because you have so much stuff going on. We need everyone to vote. We need everyone to vote. We don't need the certain district to be removed and taken off, and they won't have the right to vote. Everyone have a voice, and your voice is when you voting for certain people to be in and certain people to be out. So this is most of the things. Most of the things they is planning on doing, lowering the penalty of the crime. They're saying people go to jail. The penalty is just so high. But then you got high crime out on the street. So we have to look at it like that. So the robbery, to illegal immigrant. They say the penalty don't have to be light, and they want to lower their penalty. There's a lot of stuff they want to lower, and but if you lower a lot of these penalties, we ain't gonna never try to we're gonna never get rid of the crime. Because they're gonna do certain things, and if you lower the penalty, I just served that little bit and I'll be out. So I will be looking over a whole lot of stuff and be creating a criminal code law myself. In the meantime, I'm blocking representative new code that they rewrite. And I rewrite one that gonna benefit for the community. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to create for the community and make everything better for them. So so we talk about this how the representative is overturning the bill and a criminal code law, non-citizen voting. So if they do that, a lot of citizens won't be able to vote. Because if it's certain districts, you won't be able to vote. And we also see that Mr. President Bennett also agreed with it. But he didn't agree with everything. But once you sign, you agree to everything. So they're trying to turn over and rewrite a criminal code law. You know, and I disagree with a lot of it. I disagree with a lot of it. Because they want to lower the penalty for firearm, and that's the main crime that's out on the street. So you eliminate and lower all these penalties for a whole lot of stuff that really is going out in the street right now, in the world right now. It is only going to get worse. We're trying to make the world better, and it's a long way to go. But letting people do crimes and go in for a few little days and week and come out, that's not serving the purpose. And firearms, it causes a lot of killing. They use rifles and everything, shooting up in the school. Massive killing had to kill so many people. So I will be looking over a new criminal law, and in the process of blocking that. And come up with something they're gonna be, they're gonna agree with the community, because all this stuff that's going on in the world, we pretty much supposed to agree, supposed to come up with these policies, that the community, gonna be safer, not knowing if someone that did this crime, and going in for a few little weeks or months and out, they're gonna feel unsafe. So we have to come up with something that's gonna benefit the world. That's what we're trying to do. So y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see y'all on the next video.